Hey, what's up you guys, it's Ethan, and I'm back with another video. Obviously. I figured this week I would tell you guys about the time I got locked inside an abandoned house. By myself. I actually have real footage, so I'll include that in here somewhere. So, let's get started. So I'm pretty sure this happened like winter time of 2014, I believe. And, okay, I don't really know exactly how to start off this story, to be honest, but my dad got a call from one of his friends that he also works with, and I think that this house was like someone he knew, or like maybe a family member or something. I don't really know, but he's like, yeah, they're gonna like blade this house down next week for like this shopping center. And do you want anything out of it? Because my dad, like I've mentioned before on this channel, he loves to woodwork. Like, he literally built my house with my grandpa. He uses wood. And, you know, he has that major engineer brain going on, you know, and he's really smart, so he can use like all sorts of stuff, you know, or stuff that you wouldn't randomly normally think, oh, I could use that for this. He's that way. So he called him and he's like, hey, like, do you want to get anything out of this house before they tear it down? Like, I got permission and stuff like that. And my dad replies with the most random thing ever. Because I think I was sitting by him. I think we were going home from something and I was in his truck with him. And he's like, does it have any garage door openers? And garage door, like, pulley things or whatever you call them. I don't know what you call them. I'm like, what? Why? The guy's like, yeah, you can get them. There's like a 2-car garage attached to the house, and then there's like a 2 or 3-car garage that's like detached from the house. And my dad's like, sold, I'm there, let's go Saturday or whatever. And we ended up going that Saturday. And, you know, he asked if I wanted to come, and I was like, chat. I love going to abandoned houses, which almost gets me killed every time, but you know, we'll never learn. We got I can't speak. Sound like a northerner. Not that there's anything wrong with that. So we got my uncle and the guy that my dad works with, and I think his wife, I believe. I don't really remember. We'll go with that. And then me. And so we went to this like house, and it was really cute. It was odd, but it was cute. And he had opened like the side door, like I guess he had like keys to it or something, from whoever like owned it before that he knew. And they're like, hey, you know, like while we get the garage door openers, you could go like walk around and check inside if you want. And I'm just like, let me do this. They went to the detached garage part of this like house thing to get like the garage door openers out of the garage. They went to go like to the detached part of the garage to get like the garage door openers out of that garage first. And because I think the one inside the house had like a chain lock on the outside, so you'd have to go through the inside of the house to get to the other garage. So they went ahead and did that one first because it was easier. And, you know, he unlocked the door for me. I, you know, of course have my handy dandy phone with me, obviously taking pictures and videos. And too bad I don't have every single video from that house, which I wish that I did because they were interesting. But I do have the most important picture and the most important video on my phone, so I'm gonna include those later, so stay tuned. Gotta pop my shoulder. Okay, I'm ready. I scare people, I'm sorry. Oh well. And I don't know what that was. James! So I get my phone out and I'm like videoing around, and I hear like the door go like or whatever, and I turn around, and I actually got all this in the video, so I'll just include it like after I finish telling this part. I turn around and I see the door closing really fast, and I was like, oh my gosh, like no, like that's so freaky. And you can hear the door in the video close and lock. I don't know how it did it, I don't know what happened, but it locked somehow, or like got jammed or something from the outside, so I couldn't open it from the inside, and I was like freaking out. And oh my god, it was horrible. And I was like pulling the door and like freaking out, and they were already over to that like garage, so like they didn't hear me, they didn't see me. They didn't care about me. How neat. Oh my god. No. Oh my god. So I was like, okay, well, they're bound to come looking for me eventually, right? Sure. So I just went ahead and checked out the rest of the house, and I was like, okay, you know what, duh, there's gonna be like a back door or something, right? Like I could unlock it, go out, lock it back, whatever. So I'm like walking around, you know, going through the kitchen, like everywhere, and I was like, oh, hey, the garage, I could like go through there, and I open it, and I'm like, duh, like I forgot, it's chain locked from the outside, so I can't get out that way. And the weird thing about this house that I really don't understand is that like at the front of the house, like there was floor to ceiling like windows, you know, like in, I guess, the living room and the dining room, and then there was like the front door, and you couldn't like open them or anything. They weren't the kind you could open, it was just windows. And every other window in the house was like extremely high, which I thought was weird. Like, I would say I was an average height 14-year-old boy. Like, I couldn't reach them. And it was really weird. Like, I'm just like, there's a line, I can't get to you. It was horrible. I walked around and everything. And like the weird thing about this house too, which I used to have pictures of, and now they're on my old computer and I don't have them anymore. I'm really sad. But in almost every single room, there was this really weird looking square table. Like, it was like a side table. It wasn't like a big table. It was like, you know, small enough to be like a bedside table or like a side table for a couch or something. And it had like this really weird like design on it. It wasn't like that creepy satanic symbol thing or whatever. But it was, I don't know what it was, to be honest. I wish that I had the picture because I could try to look it up or something, but I could go searching for it eventually, I guess. There was one in the dining room, one in the kitchen, one in the living room, and one in all 3 bedrooms. So I don't know what they were, but they were in the middle of the room. And I thought that was weird. So yeah, I'm walking around, and the master was on the main level, so I walk around like the staircase, and like there was a basement door underneath the staircase, and it was like closed. And there was like a closet across from it, and then directly in front was like the master bedroom with the master bathroom. And so I walk in, like looking around or whatever, still trying to see if there's a back door. Speaking of which, there's no back door in this house. There was only the like side door that I came in, and like the front door, but it was like blocked off, so like I couldn't get out that way. And I don't really know why it was, to be honest, but it was like locked with that like padded lock thing. Padlock? What do you call that? You know what I mean. I hope. But it was locked by that, so you couldn't have got out that way. And I didn't want to break the windows, which I guess in reality, like it probably wouldn't have mattered because they were going to tear the house down like the next week anyway to build a shopping center. So most likely they were just going to blade it away anyway, which they probably did. But yeah, I was walking around and there was no back door. It was so weird. Oh yeah, there was also like the garage door that you could go out through the garage, but it was like chained, so I couldn't get out that way either. Forgot to mention that one. But yeah, so then I decided to I went through the master, and I went through like the bathroom, everything, just checking everything out, like seeing what was in there. And as I walked past like the basement door, I was like, I kind of want to see what's down there, but I kind of don't. So I was like skeptical, and I didn't at first. And I walked up the stairs and went to the bedrooms. There was like 2 bedrooms upstairs with like a bathroom in between, like a Jack and Jill bathroom. And they were like decent sized rooms. They were really pretty. They had like built-in desks into the wall, which I thought that was really cool. And I checked out everything, like, let's be real. And I go back down the stairs and I walk around the stairs, and guys, like, swear to God, nobody else was in that house with me. I swear. I looked out the window and there was everybody that I was with that I came with they were outside with like the garage door opening thing. Like they were trying to get them down in that other garage. But guys, the basement door was all the way open. And I didn't touch it. I literally did not touch it at all. And it scared me so bad. I was like, oh my gosh. And then, of course, me being like the idiot that I am. Literally, if my life was a horror movie, I would be that moron that you would be screaming at. Like, don't go in there, don't go in there. And I'm just like, I want to go in there. And then I'm going to be the first one to die because, yeah. So I went to the basement and I looked down and it's just this like long dark like staircase thing, and at first I was like okay, so I turn on my flashlight on my phone and I'm like okay, maybe. And then I got to thinking, wait, there's like a basement door, like a garage door that I can go out at the basement. And so then I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go down there, it's fine. So I walked down the stairs and I go around, like, the stairs were like really freaky too because there was no railing and they were really steep, and it was like one of those staircases where it's like just the boards and there's that like one slanted beam that goes down like the middle of the staircase. So I walked down there and lo and behold, my life, it is a cellar basement. So there was no doors, no windows, no garage doors, no nothing. It's just like one of those weird cellar type things. So I'm like, oh, okay. So I start to go back up the stairs and the boards, like, oh, it was so scary. They were like old boards, so they would bend and like pop and crack, and it was so freaky. So I walked up like the middle of the staircase where the beam was, and I got back up and I shut the door and I was like, heck to the no, like, I'll wait, like, it's fine. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention. I would have called my dad because, you know, I could have been like, hey, I'm like locked in this house. Please open the door for me. But I had his phone with me too. He had handed it to me. It was just not a good time for me. Yay. So, you know, I wandered around for like a little while and everything was like getting old and boring. And I was like, okay, I walked in this room like 50 times, like... And they're still in that garage. And I was like, okay, I've got to get out of here. And I may have made myself a little berserk, okay? Like, I went a little cray-cray. just a little bit. And I walked over to that door and I pulled it as hard as I could. Pushed it as hard as I could. Tried to turn the lock. It wouldn't move. Tried to turn the doorknob. It wouldn't move. I began to grow more and more and more angry. So... that sounded so weird. Literally, I ran from one side of the room to the other and I just like karate. I don't really remember what I did, to be honest. I kicked the crap out of that door. And to my surprise, like, I didn't think it was gonna do this. I was like just being dramatic, you know how they do in the movies. The door literally broke off the wall and it like flew onto the ground, and like it had a glass window on the door too. It like the glass shattered everywhere, like the window panes, like they broke, and the molding all on the side of the door, it was like bent and broken, and the door just went and I was like, that was amazing. I felt like a police officer, like, police! It's cool. Oh, I'm sure I didn't look that cool though. I was probably like, but you know, it's fine. It's fine. Nobody saw me anyway. And yeah, I like kind of panicked because I was like, oh my god, like everyone's gonna kill me. Like I just broke this door. I hope they didn't want to take the door. Like it's, and I freaked out. So I just slid the door back inside. And I like pushed all the glass and like all the broken wood and all the broken molding inside too, and just slid it all into a corner like it was supposed to be there. Like they're not gonna notice a missing door. And to be honest, I'm pretty sure everyone probably put together that it was me that did that, but I never told anybody in my family that I did that. I only told like some of my friends. And yeah, so I never told anybody about this story. I think my sister might know about it, I guess. I don't know, but it was so bad. And like, yeah, so I like got out and I was like, I'm free. I lived. I'm so dramatic. And so I just walked over to the garage door thing that my dad was working on, and he's like, hey, what'd you do? What'd you find? Anything interesting happen? I'm like, nope. Everything was boring. Totally boring. I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything. And yeah, so I just sat out there with them for the rest of the time. They got all of their garage door things down. Then we went back in through the house and got the other ones on the in, like little, I can't speak. And then we went back through the house to the other garage door, the attached garage, and we got it down. And Dad got, I don't remember if he got any like of the molding of the house and stuff like that, but yeah, so that was it. And I used to have a picture of the outside of this house, which I really wish that I could find. If I do find it, I'll like put it at the end of this video, but if I don't, I'm really sorry. I wish that I could. But yeah, so then, you know, we left and we moved on, and I got... You fell. But you know, then we left and we moved on, and I guess that house got torn down and now it's some sort of shopping center. I don't think I've been to that area since, so yeah, I wonder what it looks like now. I should get my dad to tell me where it is so I could drive out there and see. Reminisce. I forgot to mention also that it was snowing that day too, so it was like it was a Georgia blizzard, you know, all you go northerners are like, it doesn't snow much here, but okay. We don't get a lot of snow. When it snows, like, it's a big deal, okay? So, don't be rude. Get on my mini rants. But anyway, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was entertaining for you, because it certainly was for me. So yeah, please give my video a thumbs up and please subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you can know whenever I post a video. I love it when you guys are the first ones to watch. It's so exciting. I love you guys so much. You guys are awesome. Thanks for watching my videos. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Bye, y'all. Donkey face.